Kerry, just kind of introduce yourself and give us a little bit of background.
Absolutely. So my name is Kerry Travilla, Senior Director of Technology. I work in the office of the CTO here at MobiTV. I've been doing mobile video really for about 15 years now. And it's exciting to see kind of the evolution of where we're at now with LTE broadcast coming to the market. MobiTV is a full multi-screen mobile video delivery platform, and for us, this kind of multicast is just one additional avenue or endpoint for us to support. We've been doing mobile for many years, and we run services like AT&T Mobile TV, T-Mobile Mobile TV, Sprint Mobile TV. Now those are all unicast services, but very successful and popular services for getting live TV and video on demand onto mobile devices.
So tell me a little bit about how MobiTV got involved with LTE broadcast, and like who are you guys partnering with, and just a little background on that.
Yeah, sure thing. We're one of very few companies that really are dealing with LTE broadcast. There's a couple of very natural connection points for us. One is we've been doing HTTP adaptive streaming for a long time, and the fundamental delivery mechanism for LTE broadcast is a protocol called DASH. People may not be familiar with what that is, but that's the MPEG standard for doing dynamic adaptive streaming over HTTP. So our support for that makes it a natural extension of our platform. Our platform can deliver Dash for LTE broadcast just as part of our overall service.
And in your partnerships, you're teaming up with AT, or does it change? You teamed up with AT&T. I guess tell me. I was at the national championship. I got to check that out. Tell me about how that partnership went for that particular event.
Yeah, no, it's a great question, and it does change. It really changes on which customer we're dealing with. So if you go back a year ago, we did the Super Bowl with Verizon in Bryant Park in New York using much the same technology. Right? It was an LTE multicast public demonstration. And this year with AT&T, it was a very similar thing. They chose the college football championship to do that demonstration. But in each case, there's multiple companies that we deal with. There's of course the device guys. So in this case, you saw the Note 3s that were used at the event. So we work closely with Samsung. Then inside the phone, you need some sort of middleware to actually do the LTE broadcast functions. So much like you've got an HTTP stack already in your phone that powers your web browser and things like that, you need a broadcast stack, and that comes from what we typically refer to as a middleware company. And in this case, it was Qualcomm. We've also worked with others in the industry like Exploit and others like that. So that takes care of the device, and of course we do a nice job at kind of wrapping it all in a presentation. You call it, we build the app. Yeah, but it's more than that. It's a full experience. You've got to decode the video. Sometimes people want picture-in-picture. In the case of the football app and the NFL app last year, we wanted to deliver some of that real-time data over a broadcast channel. That's a little different than what you would normally get like in your ESPN app, where everything is coming over HTTP. This stuff all had to be broadcast to the phone, and AT&T may have talked to you about that during the demonstration. So what we did is we scraped ESPN, because they keep the statistics during the game. We packaged that up, and then we delivered that not through a video channel, but through what LTE Broadcast calls a file delivery service. And in that way, we were every 5 seconds we sent a new update, and the application then could tell you what the score was, who had possession of the football, how many what their third down conversion efficiency was, et cetera, et cetera. So, so that's the kind of the user-facing thing. And then the partners on the back end are folks like Ericsson or Alcatel-Lucent or those folks that are providing the infrastructure for the carriers.
So what does it mean for the consumer? I mean, AT&T kind of said that they were just kind of going to let the market decide how people are going to use it. How do you see it being used?
Yeah. I think what it is, it's another tool in the quiver of arrows that a carrier has to deliver what everybody wants, which is video. Video is very expensive for these carriers to deliver. So if I can send one-to-many, it's way better than sending one-to-one. And I think what it means to the customer, I mean, honestly, the customer doesn't care. All they care about is I want to see video on my phone. They don't care, how those bits arrive necessarily. But what they might care about is that I can get it on broadcast where I can't get it on unicast. So you'll have situations where carriers will artificially prevent streams from coming into a venue like a football arena, right? Because they know that if everybody can have access to it, they're going to want to have access to it, and we're going to run out of spectrum to do that. And so then nobody's going to get it.
Yeah.
Right? You take that same content and you deliver it on broadcast where somebody can, literally tune in, and all of a sudden you've got a lot of happy people because they can get it where they couldn't before.
Yeah.
The other benefit, not only just access, but because I can do one-to-many, I can now deliver kind of a better video experience, like what we call a higher bit rate encode, right? Larger resolution, nicer features, because I'm doing one-to-many. So instead of 5 people, instead of giving 20% to 5 people, I can give 100% to those same 5 because I'm multicasting it rather than unicasting it.
And so the Super Bowl's coming up. That's kind of the next big event. Are you testing anything out there?
I can't really speak to the future, I don't think.
Okay, all right. I got you.
Sunday.
But the future of games like that, when do you see this being in stadiums where people are using it a lot,
Yeah, I mean, I think, you'll probably need to get those answers from the people who own the content in those stadiums. Right? That's really, I think, fundamentally what it comes down to is, okay, I've got the rights to this. Now, how am I going to get it to people? And so, we can help power that service, but really from a predictive, when is it going to come out and so forth, it's probably best left to the service providers to provide a little more clarity on that.
Okay. So is there other applications outside of like big games that you can see it happening, like connected cars, something like that?
Sure. Yeah, there's lots of applications. People typically have focused on the video experience because it's sexy and it's visceral and hey, it's live and all of that. But like I mentioned, with the file delivery of statistics, there's no reason that I couldn't broadcast even video files overnight, right? Do like load my phone overnight so when I'm on the train and don't have a network, let me watch some short tail content. Let me broadcast a firmware update to all my 100 million users or whatever, and I do it once instead of them each having to download some 1 gigabyte file or whatever. So I think there's all kinds of applications for this technology, and that's probably why I can surmise that's why AT&T would say we'll let the market kind of lead where this technology goes.
And so testing it at big games, though, is like it kind of makes the most sense at this point.
It does, yeah. I mean, if you look at all of the characteristics that you want to test with LTE broadcast, number one is give me a lot of users. Well, okay, a stadium is a great choice. Give me something that everybody's interested in. Okay, well, they're all there for one reason. And let me show a one-to-many versus a one-to-one kind of experience. You couldn't ask for a better situation like that. And in fact, I think some people have done some nice things in venues like that where they will broadcast parts of the event that you can't get anywhere else.
Mm.
You know, for instance, maybe the Sky Cam from ESPN, or things that are not normally available. If they make them available in venue, now you've added some value to that overall experience.
So yeah, I guess I mean you've touched on it a little bit, but take me through like a person is at the Super Bowl. Take me through like what they can do, like all the things that it entails.
Yeah, sure. You can imagine an application on a phone, right? So it's a mobile kind of technology, so phone or tablet, and you launch this app, and you get a list of here are the camera angles that are available that are being broadcast right now. So let me tune into those. Or maybe it's something. This isn't really the Super Bowl example, but during the normal season, maybe I want to see Red Zone because I'm actually at a game, but I've got other teams that I'm interested in, or I'm in a fantasy league and I care about who's throwing a touchdown. So now all of a sudden I have access to that where I didn't before the broadcast technology was around. But your question was more around the Super Bowl. So maybe they've got a coach cam that they're watching Belichick and the other guy that I just lost.
Pete Carroll.
Yeah, I know they're not our favorite here in Arizona. So,
Understandable.
Kind of, Pete. So you could have the coach cams and watch their expressions where you'd never have that on a broadcast experience at home because you have a highly produced event by NBC, I think, this year. So it enhances the overall experience by being able to broadcast ancillary feeds like that.
I guess, is there anything else that you want to talk about?
No, just that we're really excited that we got selected by the two largest carriers in the U.S. to kind of prove out this technology. The way I look at it is you've got this great engine of LTE broadcast, but somebody needs to build the Porsche around it, and we've been able to step in and do that and deliver through our technology and our platform.